Of course, this is the theme song that opens and closes the bumper show. It is on ELBC radio and auto frequencies across Liberia. 89.9 is the newest one on the block, Metro FM. And other community radio stations across Liberia are relaying us. That includes Radio Sanquin in Sanakoli, where my friend and brother Prince Molwa is. And we're getting some information from the Deputy Director General of Technical Services that Radio Batalala is in partnership. And they will start relaying this program very shortly. Remember Jala Greyview chapter 1 verse 1. Let's talk and talk and talk and never shall we fight. Fighting shall not be our portion. What is happening in the opposition community? At the fundraising program of the Nyongli Kanga Lawrence faction of the Liberty Party in Buchanan Grand Bassa County over the weekend. Facebook pages were flooded with all the information. Mo Ali sent a strong hint to would-be contenders for a running mate to Bwaka when he put on a t-shirt with inscription Bwaka Nyongli 2023. Mo Ali is a former Secretary General of the Unity Party. They're on the same Facebook day, on the same day, somebody else wrote again, we are not ambivalent, indecisive. We are not ambitious. We know exactly where we stand. The t-shirt tells where we stand, and that's on period. That's Mo Ali continuing so. But there are some disenchanted people in the collaboration for the part of the ALP of Benana Yue. Disenchanted young people. They think that they are not being treated fairly. Yue has not had his own cake. So it was wrong for Mo Ali to have worn the t-shirt. Jethro Emmanuel Collet, a Fosa young man, comes out to write on Facebook. Baron Brown Jr. and all. He said Bwaka is silenced after seeing Mo Ali doing the t-shirt of him, and Senator Nyongli Kanga Lawrence signifies that he wants another confession to erupt in the new arrangement. And that's what he wrote. Mr. Benana Yue must be respected for being a lawyer to Bwaka over the years, when no other opposition leader in this integrated CPP had confidence in him. He make a reference to Omen Bwaka. When nobody could stand by Omen Bwaka, he's intoned here that it was only Yure who stood by Bwaka. So in such an arrangement, those who are supporting Mr. Bwaka should respect Mr. Yure's own choice. Baron Brown. So what has happened? What really went on in Grand Bassa County? Where are we headed, or are they headed as an opposition? Because similar confusion, and I'm showing face right here, showed face earlier that led to the breaking away of the CPP. Now, Unity Party and Liberty Party now are going into a marriage. Whether it is a holy marriage or unholy marriage, we don't know. But the comments and the feedback coming from this collaboration now tells me they are disenchanted people in the new arrangement. Let's seek the face of God first in prayer as we go to Emilia Zoa, who will pray for us in the Gbi vernacular. Emilia, I'm going to pause.
Thank you. Yamongidio. Apomo abani ansubo kakio. Mane krepo ne kanjede owuarate. Rate yo kone nyu sene gbagbe ta sena labira e. Ki won to agbodokun e. Ani ansu obeni wogbo. E nyu sene woni ana radio bo asonjuwa. E bi e nyu frian sena no e. Amone krepo ne ansu oyombo ni. A blue bado chua. A blue konye chua. a blessing on that job, man, we are tasking on ye, and in Pomobe Nanio. I'm one and neck and jet to the Raja, but a Jala Griffey answers to a menu, you send them on your tassing or to a Bodokue, Nayao, Canchia, Tassaya Munie. I'm more ye mona bunny, there you are mona pondo puada piano would tear. There you are to Tassani, Baba Sani Coin, money me to the Connie there, and your book to a bedding. There crepos were asking on nanny. Better you went here, I can so as I just I knew.
Amen. Thank you, Amelia, for that powerful prayer in the B vernacular. That's part of our program here. Usually we ask the protection of God in the vernacular to protect our leaders, protect our president, protect the vice president, protect every elected official, protect all appointed officials, and protect the borders of our country. And let me say welcome to you on this note. Let me say welcome to you on this note. Let me do this one. All right, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Trying to get my protect the leaders. I can find my okay. Protect. I will do a bit of monologue for at least 35 minutes. I will go to Grand Juda County. The administration of the Grand Juda County is organizing a pageant, a peace pageant, headed by the Superintendent Kai Fale and the rest of the chiefdoms. I will go live and talk to the development superintendent of Grand Juda County. His name is Lincoln Nyandru. Thanks to you who have joined me already on the Facebook page. That includes Irene Jokoyan Bobo, who always watches me when she's in her office. The man come in, Nanga, the man come in. You can now afford to go away. This is a bumper show on ELBC Radio. My name is Jala Emmanuel Nikki Kalufagala Kian Balakbulinyale want to go. Zobo woman Sahali Griffield. Evening Badia. Welcome to the show. I said to you, it is a bit of teaser for you. Those of you who have joined us, let me say welcome. Nathaniel Ko is following us from the Ministry of Internal, is that MIA? Is that Internal Affairs? Is that? Zoe Wisnat Bodo is watching us from the RA Highway. Emmanuel Tier, good afternoon, Jala. Following you closely from Rhode Island, the USA, is Emmanuel Tier rather. Augustine T. Musa said good evening, Jala. So I will come and read some of your comments, but let me just throw a light on a few things quickly. I was reading, the Analyst newspaper authoritatively brought up a story, and I don't have the time to read Mr. Cummings' second letter written to President George Weah. But the analyst is quoting him as saying that the president of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador George Weah, supported war in the country. I saw that statement. I think it is a attention-seeking letter again, because I don't think the president want to be in this word of word with Cummings. So when Cummings wrote for the first time, he responded adequately and authoritatively to his letter. And so Cummings has written another long piece. I was reading, I couldn't read also, I left it because he has written another long piece. He brought up about the man history when you're playing football, how you find somebody, did it one. And he said George Weah was also a supporter of the war that took President Weah President Taylor from power. And so I began to ask myself, and quoting or just repeating what the Minister of Information said one time on the letter with Simone Rennie said, Weah has no blood on his hand. So I begin to wonder where these allegations are coming from, or where were those people, on Cummings, where was he at the time, when George Weah left his footballing career and took an assignment with UNICEF to be a peace ambassador, where he was disarming child soldiers in his country. I have pictures of that effect. what was the contribution of Mr. Cummins and others to this country that was torn apart as a result of a political amalgamation by them? Because before the MPFA was formed in the States and brought to Liberia to have it execute a mandate to the Burkina Faso, the likes of Cummins and others were in the state. There is a political arm of the MPFL. There was a political arm of the MPFL then. The Liberia United for Constitutional Democracy in America. Where you saw Omen Nuanen, the former LTA boss, right? Harry Noah and others. The Ellen Johnson and others. Harry Greaves. They sat in America. When George Weah was a footballer, he had tried to put Liberia on the map. They brought war to kill our people. They took men and carried them to Burkina Faso. That led to the overthrow of the Burkina Faso president then, because the guy was recalcitrant to allow them to train in Burkina Faso. So when they eliminated this man, they had time to train in Burkina Faso. Then they used the Ivorian territory to enter Liberia because Samarkando and Houphouët-Boigny were now in good term at the time. When all of these things were being executed, George Weah as a footballer was playing football. There has been no time in this country's history that somebody will point finger and say George Weah is a warlord. Anyone who does that maybe just want to seek attention, or maybe he or she are gone out of the argument. You can bring other governance issues, but when it comes to war, I know I was here, a young reporter with the Talking Drum studio then, under the tutorship of a man called Tia Doma, Elizabeth Hovinoyi, the Sam Howard, Barbara Kofas. These are all journalists in this country I'm talking about who passed through their hands at the time as a young reporter growing up in Pennville and going to Talking Drum studio at the Freeport of Monrovia. At no time, what I only read about George Weah was that he was helping to disarm child soldiers in this country. So it beats my imagination. I cannot stomach it to have heard or read that Mr. Cummins is linking President Weah to rebellion in our country. Let me move forward. I followed what happened in how you call it? I followed what happened in Grand Bassa. And the United Party leader, Honorable Ambassador Joseph Nyeman Boakai, had gone to give a political support to his colleague, who is also a leader of another political party, Honorable Nyomli Kanga Lawrence. They are going. The intent of their gathering there was good because I know that they are going to raise funds for the people of Bassa. Whether it is a political fundraising, but I know proceeds that were raised from that rally whatsoever will go for the upkeep of the Basolian. These are also our citizens, our brothers and sisters. So whether it's a politically motivated stuff they did, or I know the funding stays to the Bassa people and will help to empower them. That was good on their part. But I followed some of the issues. A day when that program was going on, is former United Party Secretary General Mo Ali wore a t-shirt that had the inscription Nyomli Boakai 2023. In other words, he was saying to us that Boakai and Nyomli are poised to go on the same ticket in the 2023 presidential election. He goes on, he says some things that was just a pictorial. And somebody tells me, say, what is it when Mo Ali wears such a t-shirt? You know, everything somebody does has an intent, has a motive. So in other words, in my interpretation and the interpretation of other people will say, Mo Ali has come to say now that Boakai will pick up Nyomli Kanga. Now there are three political parties that are going into this new marriage. The ALP, United Party, and the splintered Liberty Party too. So now if they are to go together, there must be a convention where someone will be elected as running mate to Joseph Boakai. If Joseph Boakai doesn't have a contender, so normally Kanga supports Joseph Boakai, and Benna Yue supports Joseph Boakai bigly, then normally Kanga does. As evidence of the fact that Mr. Yue, who was harboring the political ambition to be president of the country, said he would lower down his ambition to support Boakai. But normally has not come to say such, but he still has a political ambition. So it means that Mr. Yue has a big stake in determining who becomes a running mate. Or was he consulted by enemies? Or Mr. Mo Ali and other guys are playing the chicanery move right now to make Mr. Yue to be a political nobody in the arrangement. But look, there are young people in Mr. Yue's camp who feel disenchanted that their political leader has been overlooked. Some of them, my young colleagues, and so now we have this rowdy conversation. We have them raw interaction, and then it's not always friendly. But they raise some very good points, like the young man called Jeffrey Manekule. Jeffrey Manekule says he wrote on his Facebook page. He said, when there was a crisis within the CPP, it was only ALP, the 1% party that stood up to have salvaged his political status. Where were you making inference to the role of Nyomli Kanga? We are not arrow-headed on being vice president, but respect must be accorded. An attempt to launch a Basa caravan again, we will not support such. We are waiting on you to openly pledge support to Boakai presidency, Senator Kanga Lawrence. That's why this young man, who is an ardent supporter of Mr. Yue, wrote. And in my reading, if people in the United Party are saying to us now, maybe they might have their political meetings and they in their mind, they have taken, because I saw also a post from my young brother, Cooper Passa, where he wrote and said, take it to the bank. Boakai normally you put a Facebook page too. You know, if all of these things are coming again at this time when you are trying to reconsolidate, and you are not reconsolidated very well, you are still in an embryonic stage, and the features are not being developed. Now you coming out with this kind of thing, what happens is that it also undermines your progress. That's why Emmanuel Colette is saying, yeah. Baron Brown, who is also a good Facebooker, wrote on his page and said, Boakai's silence after seeing Mo Ali Doon, the t-shirt of him and Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, signifies that he wants another confusion to erupt in the new arrangement. That's what he said. So it tells you there are young people within the arrangement with Boakai and Dara Nyomli who are not satisfied. And if these minor things are not addressed, it will have a negative effect on your movement politically. Let me welcome Mr. James M. Karamu, the editor-in-chief, that's the news director of Bana FM. He has joined me here. Abraham Fruit Saki Jr. Hi there, I'm watching from Bangabong County. Christian Sekpe, a pleasant good afternoon, veteran Jala Greenfield. And the peace-loving people of District 15, I'm closely following the conversation from the township of Cowell on a political arrangement. David Galakowise, the man who also writes from Doe Community in Monrovia. The president has placed Cummins in an embarrassing situation he can handle. Cummins is only seeking relevance and nobody will take him seriously in this country. I'm following from the headquarters of the Veteran Bureau in Doe Community. David Galakowise writes. Let me refill the comments that come in my conversation on this matter, and I will have the time to take a few calls on it, then I'll move on. I will move on. Let me go here and see what's happening here. Emmanuel Richardson said hello. Thanks for joining us. So, as I was saying, so the renewed CPP or the new CPP now being birthed is landing on the rocky soil. So, as Jethro Colette and Baron Brown asked in their Facebook pages, what happened to Mr. Ure's involvement in the whole arrangement. Because I see that they see people, there's other new collaboration without who again. Because Ure is a stakeholder. Ure has a bigger financial hands in this whole thing. Even though Mr. Vice President served as Vice President in the country for 12 years, he has some money, but he told us that he's living on a loan. So they might depend on Mr. Ure largely to support their political grounds. So when Ure gets disenchanted, because what we're seeing here, these are lawyer boys who are lawyer boys of Mr. Ure. They come from the youth league of his party. They are decision makers, they are stakeholders in the party. So if they start speaking the way they're speaking, it means that somebody is whispering to that ear, say, this is what you say, we're not going to say right now, but you say it. I've seen a demise of the new collaboration very shortly. I see a demise very shortly because Ure will not, and anything can happen though, but Ure, who is a supporter, should be consulted and be part of the decision making that will select a running mate to Joseph Boakai, even if he is not the one. Even if it is not Ure, there should be a decision making process where you'll be a part of it. That's what Jethro and other guys are saying, which I concur with them. Mr. Bernard Ure remains a very big stakeholder in this arrangement. A very big stakeholder in this arrangement. You cannot ignore that. You cannot ignore that. This is ERBC Radio. I'm here till 6 o'clock. On the flip side of 5 o'clock, 5:15 or so, my friend Sarah Zawi, and one other person will be here. They come from the group called Why George Weah 2023. They are supporting the presidential bid of George Weah in the second administration. They said they will support him, whether rain or shine rather, they will support him. So they call themselves, let me go there and read what they wrote here. Okay, Sarah says, Why Weah 2023. Why Weah 2023. They will be here to tell us what they think that this president has done that warrants his re-election. They are young citizens. They'll be here. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a group of politicians here as well. You know, we're talking politics and all of those. But by 20 minutes to the time, I will leave the main studio and go to Grand Julia County, where my young brother Sekou Kroma is. He's the manager of Top FM, a radio station that I helped to create. As a stakeholder at the time of the press union, I'm an incorporator of that radio station. And so they have embarked on a campaign, but they want to have a bidder pageant in the county that is void of politics, because if it is a bidder pageant now, I'm hearing the name of the superintendent, the deputy superintendent there, so it means that there is a county organization. I will talk to them about the intent and why now. Does it have any political intent? All of those questions will be asked. So on the flip side of 5 o'clock, Mr. Sarah Zawi will be here in the studio. So, having said all of those, let me just clear on this one. The first issue I raised, there's no history, there's no publication that linked President George Weah to armed struggle in this country. Those who are making those claims, some of them, they are faceless people. They sit at the back and make these allegations, and they have no proof. George Weah has challenged people in this country to bring proof that he supported war. When you are playing forward, by the time Mr. Cummins is talking about when Taylor was in power, Mr. Cummins was in the States as a corporate executive of Coca-Cola. So some of the comments they make are so disingenuous. They're so disingenuous to this country, because they come of falsehood to impress on the Liberian people that George Weah is doing nothing to improve their lives. But even they said the blind man knows when the sun is shining, right? because he feels the sun. He knows when it's raining because he feels the rain on his head. So those who are beneficiaries of we as progress and development in this country will tell you exactly what he has done and what he continues to do. It is based on these track records that we will be re-elected come 2023. Don't mind the Western politics. Don't mind them. I'm not ruling out any other thing from the West, but I'm saying the Western politics plays. But it is not the West that comes and vote people. They will have that influence, but it is the people whose lives have been impacted will go to the ballot box and vote. Now they bring some scare tactics, so they say, oh, the timetable given by Elections Commission for campaign ain't enough. It ain't enough. But we'll look at them and we'll talk about it. It's good to talk about. I say always, let's talk and talk and talk. Let's not fight. It is not good to fight. I will open the line for you just for a few minutes, for 10 minutes. On 080514096. The rest of the 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes will be used for the Grand Jury people. 080514096. 0776-680-373. 0776-680-373. 080514096 are the numbers. Let me take the first call for 30 seconds. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jara Greenfield.
Good afternoon, sir. What's the name? Where do you call from, my brother?
My name is Jim. I'm calling from Maryland County, to be precise, Harbour City.
How are the people of Maryland faring this afternoon?
Yeah, we are here fine.
Okay. Let's hear you.
I want to speak to the common issue.
Okay.
I advise that the president will not respond to that letter again.
No, the president will not respond to that letter. The president is writing letter competition.
The president is not a question. When somebody wants to organize a question, let him find somebody. The president is not a question to be ready. Let him respond, you respond.
Yeah.
That money is not a serious man. He's just doing it so they will be people more. That's all. That coming there, he made the money. That's just for them for him. Thank you.
Thank you, my old man. The next caller is here. Hello, welcome. You live on the Pompo Show.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. You live. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Richardson. I call from Upper Carwell.
Richardson, you're live. Let's hear you quickly.
Yes, I just want to say thanks for the program. And please, Mr. President, I beg you, please do not respond to comments. Because everything coming for you now, so it's just also craziness for comments.
No, that'll be careful our words now, please. Don't use the kind of words, you know. Yeah, we can have our political disagreement. We shouldn't abuse our political leaders, yeah.
Sorry for that, but you know, it's painful to see President William who suffer. He has to bring peace in this country. That we can discuss the politics for Kumi to come and accuse President William supporting war in this country. Look, I can't really get it. So I get speaking to the president. Please, Mr. President, don't respond to it. Just leave it. You say whatever thing you want to say. Thank you.
All right, the next caller is here. Welcome. Let's hear you quickly. You live on the Bumper Show. Hello, let's hear you quickly. What is your name? Oh, okay. Friend of President, we are.
Yeah. My brother, first of all, I want to say you thank you for your talking point. I don't want us to get out there and call Kumi previous. Because those that fought the war, those that killed people, those that opened the stomach of people, those that gave 10,000, when they started war of 30 people know them. So we are last time you will not tell the people that fought war. But because you don't have any answer to give President Weah, you don't get any response to give. So what you want to do now, your usual way of doing things by lying, and they wouldn't be in your talk for people to some people know that while you're talking, they're not in power.
Okay.
People they're coming without even thinking on it. When President Weah was stopping for their country, he was doing a gay weapon outside.
No. That be so. That one you get no evidence of that one there. Yeah, please. Hello, welcome. You live. Let's say it quickly.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you, my brother?
Hey, I'm alive. What's up with everything?
We are here. I hope Grand Jury is treating you very well.
Yes, well, I'm confident with being the nation's capital and I've phoned from you back. Because of the batch.
Okay, just call your name for the sake of the public.
Okay, the name is Joseph Congo Wablet Jr. Virginia, and I join you from the capital bypass.
Let's say you upload. Let's say quickly 30
Okay,
seconds.
it just like it's so saddening. It's a complete oxymoron to have seen that the two figures being captured under your presentation. They need not comparing the political alignment having Mr. Black-Eyed and that Mr. Young Kanga Lawrence on that ticket. It will be a free chance for President William comes to the reason I guess simple.
Why make them simple?
Why our people have understood that within the opposition, coming out to speak, there is no understanding, and people who cannot control just a segment of political parties, I believe that they cannot control the vast majority of our people's interest when it comes to the 2023 presidential and general election. To go straight into the next component of Cummings. Cummings have exposed his inability of even becoming even a vice president of this country. For the matter of fact that his communication he wrote, he has no iota true and has no any convincing factor so as to convince him that he should be given a state power in this country. Just even the fact that he has not contributed anything to the country, so as
Okay, Wapla.
as a reference, I believe that Mr. Cummings should understand that he should go back to the closet and come back and
Wapla, thanks a lot. Next caller is on this line. Hello, welcome, you live. Let's hear you.
Yes, good evening. Hello.
Hello, welcome. Let's hear you, my friend and brother. Where are you calling from? What is your name?
Okay, my evangelist is calling from Maryland County, Apple City.
Okay.
Yes, thank God I was able to go through this evening. Thank you for the show. You know, the president is well by responding to the first letter and make the elaborate people to know who is coming. So, just try to draw the attention of the Liberian people. And this is a man who, when it comes to Maryland, nobody can know if it's in Maryland County. Especially in Harper. The man have anything in Harper. Every time he comes, he will love to somebody will build their house and then you will always come there where you will be. So the person will not give men and ears and attention. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so very kindly. 080514096 0776680373. Hello, welcome. Live, you are on. Hello? Hello, caller?
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, my brother. How you doing today?
Okay, I'm doing good. This is Paul Johnson Sr. and I serve as the National Assistant Secretary General on Elections and Campaign for the National Youth Congress of the United Party.
Okay, sir. Let's hear you quickly.
Okay, let me appreciate you so much for the level of zest and energy you bring to the table, especially so when it comes to how you are doing your job. Let me appreciate you. You are on state radio, and I follow you for some time. I highly respect you and your conduct.
What is the issue, my friend? You want to go to the issue?
You will agree with me that Mr. Benin Ajuri is the political leader of his party and a senator of his party, and Yomdi Kanga Lawrence is the political leader of her party, and also Ambassador Joseph Yuma Bwaka is the senator of the United Party. All of them have some rights as they relate to their offices. Now, so when it comes to the senatorship of the United Party, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Bwaka holds the explicit right to decide on who's as far as running into him. Now, what is happening?
So does that mean that there should be no consultation?
What is happening is this. Let me inform you that I'm not dismissing what we call consultation. No, one head cannot do it alone. So Ambassador Joseph Yuma Bwaka is talking to people in his cross-examination of personalities that should go as far as running mates to him.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that everybody will want to come to the table with their own personal feelings and who they think they believe in. So what is happening is just a normal thing that has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
In no way interpret that there's something of this characterization going on.
Thank you so very kindly. You made your point. Others have to talk. Hello, welcome. You live. Let's hear you. Hello. Hello. Oh, that caller has gone off. Hello, let me take the next caller for you. Hello, welcome. Hello. You also dropped the line. So I'll take 2 calls and I will go back to Grand Julia. I'll go to Grand Julia. So Seku, the development superintendent will get to me on this number 0776 680 0776 680 she could get to me on that number. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Well, my name is Megaru Matwa Kuku Aduko from Tukuru, Motoralo County.
Okay, my brother.
Well, Chief, let me say thank you so very kindly for the topic on the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to see is that our president, remain focused, President, we are remain focused on what you are doing. Don't give ear to Mr. Cummings because he wants to draw public attention to himself. But we believe that the Liberian people will not even give Mr. Cummings the vote that he won in this country, more especially to win the election. We believe that President Weah has done well. He's continuing to do well. So, Mr. Cummings, please, if you want to continue to write letter, go and write letter to your party member, but not to the president. The president has so many things on his agenda to think of for the Liberian people. Not ready competition you and he is. So thank you very much for having on the program.
All right. Thank you. The final caller from here. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you. Hello. Good evening. Let me hear you. What is your name, sir? From Buchanan City. How are you, my brother? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, the other people like a population, eh? So don't call this number 0776 680 I'm just expecting a call from Grand Julia on that number. Hello, welcome. As I wait that number.
Yeah.
Let's say quickly. What's the name?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Tito Khan, my daughter. I'm calling from Lower Makiri, Boys Town.
Boys Town, Lower Maggibi.
Yes, but it's unfortunate I'm the last caller, but I will need time to talk to the Liberian people. What I want to say here is that this year is the 200 years of Liberia existence as a what you call it, the Bicentennial, right?
Yeah, it continues up to January, up to December, rather.
I will appreciate if we have Liberia capital law from 1802 to 2022. I want Liberia capital law so our people can be able to read the books of development over the past 200 years in Liberia to know where we are actually coming from and to know where we are presently.
Okay, sir. So do me this favor. Can you take this number and call me after the show so we can have a conversation?
Exactly.
I will call a number. Just call that number after the show. Then we can have a conversation. We can find time to you come and we'll talk about those things.
Okay, what number can I call?
770-560-560. 0770-560-560.
0770-560-560.
Absolutely, that's the number. Please call that number.
Okay then.
Okay. All right, I'm expecting a call from Madam Betty Brisdor. I know she's not here yet. Please don't call this number. I'm expecting a call from Grand Julia now to talk about the pageant in Grand Julia. When I come back again, the flip side 5 o'clock, we talk real politics. Where some young people in this country still believe that President Weah should be given a second term. This call what I wait. Hello?
Yeah, hello, how you doing, my brother?
I'm okay.
I'm Martin Tito calling from Cape Mount.
Let's say you from Cape Mount County, brother.
Yeah, thank you for the topic.
Yes.
What I have to say to my president is, Mr. President should not let him listen to Kumi because if he focus on Kumi, he will be wasting time with other things and to do. Kumi, we need to track someone down. So we don't have to focus on him. Kumi already confused. He has been trying to talk to the president to begin running mate to him. We don't know. So he will not agree with him. This is why.
Okay, Madam Superintendent, just hold on. Okay, thank you so very kindly, brother. Thank you so very kindly. As I said to you, the people of Grand Juda County are organizing themselves into a social organization. I'm saying social because they are doing video pageant. There are young women who are contesting from different parts of Grand Juda County. It is organized by the county administration. But let me say welcome to the show, Honorable David Safa Masakwe, who is the director of the Salvation Army School System. He's following the show right now from his SUV, driving from town to Painesville. Let me say welcome to the show, Madam Superintendent. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jala?
Okay, yo, how is Grand Juda County?
Gradually, is cool, and we're having a lot of fun today after the rain.
Oh, okay, lot of sun there today.
Yeah.
Okay, Monrovia too has been very sunny until a few hours ago. It started raining, but it's okay now. So, Madam Betty Breesdor is the development superintendent of the county, as I said to you earlier. Okay, assistant superintendent for development. And then, so tell us about this whole pageant you are planning in Grand Juda.
Well, thank you. I think Grand Juda is not a friend. There are other counties who have done this program, and we are following suit. The county authority is well supporting a group of far-sighted young guys who decided to put this Grand Juda on the map by putting the pageant since after the war. This is the first of the kind since the war. And so they came to the county authority, and then the superintendent said, okay, work with the development superintendent, and I praise wholeheartedly because I like to see females being empowered, females showing their talent. And so we are organizing it. It's just the beginning. We want to go to all the districts and get these young ladies who will be outspoken, who will be eloquent, who will be women of substance, so that the contest for the Grand Juda crown is to go on to Monrovia in the nearest future.
So, how many women are we talking about? How many ladies are contesting in this pageant?
We have 8 administrative districts. We want to do some Grand Juda. We have 8 administrative districts, and for the start, we'll take 2 from each district. You will contest, and then we'll take 1 from each district. So we'll have 8 queens contesting for the Grand Juda crown.
And so, does that pageant take place in Zwedru, or you will go to one of the administrative districts or have it there?
No, the selection will go to all the administrative districts, but it will take place this week.
It will take place in Zwedru. What time are we talking about?
December 30th is the day of the pageant.
And so all roads lead to Zwedru, right?
All roads lead to Zwedru. Even if Monrovia, you come from here, and you want to contest, you can come home.
Oh, so no one is stopped from participating while you are away from the county.
Just come for Grand Juda. It's not big for Grand Juda.
Wow. So who have you invited to grace the occasion? Do you have some people coming from Monrovia and be government officials? And what is the intent of this beauty pageant? Is it a non-political event, or does it have a political undertone?
It's highly not political event. It's a social program that we want to do without politics. For selection, we are inviting all of our lawmakers, all of our people in the diaspora to be a part of it. In fact, our Western committee right now is in the diaspora. So we are working together as a team, and we inviting all of our stakeholders, our big people, our citizens to be a part of it and support this all endeavor.
Okay, so as we speak right now, what is the momentum in Grand Juda? Because we still far from December. What is early preparation?
Well, this is process. So we have to start now in order to succeed on the 30th. This process, the first selection, second selection, a lot of programs. So we're starting right now,
All right, so but it is the rainy season stay here now. You talking about December, maybe by October next year. You'll be talking about this year, rather. You'll be talking about dry season around. But are the roads in good condition? Because in time past there was a controversy about your administration taking yellow machine carrying somewhere and not facing the road. So I'm thinking, what are the roads applicable for you to go to those areas?
The roads are pliable. We have this feeder road, project here, and then the roads are pliable. But before I leave the stage, can you talk to the organizer?
Of course, I was just about to ask you who are the organizers, and if they are with you there, I will speak to them quickly, and then I can leave you guys to go. All right.
Yeah.
Who is? Good afternoon, sir. What is your name, sir? Okay, Lincoln Nyaru. Okay, Lincoln Nyaru. So, Lincoln, tell us, because of speed, about what you are planning already, what you're doing currently, aside from what it is, the development, the assistant superintendent for development, I just said.
Exactly. We are on course with the activities. We have developed the guideline, prohibited in line with the national guidelines, and we are also developed some programs. So right now, we are gearing up for the district recruitment mobilization for the Miss Grand County Media Project, and that will be followed by the district audition. Registration starts here, for the district level to come to the county level. And so we are actually gearing up for the Miss Grand County Media Project. So we are encouraging our sisters, wherever they are, in a part of Liberia, if they are interested, they can come to represent their district. Grand they have each administrative district, and so the competition is staged on a district level.
All right, so now the superintendent said to me that people from Monrovia are also encouraged to be a part of the program. Is it be done through application, or how is the selection process done?
It's done through the recruitment process at the district level, and so this is why we are encouraging them, whether any part of the county you from, just to represent an administrative district level. But then we have a criteria set, before you can be qualified from each district, to contest on the Miss Grand County Media Party. And so, because of the uniqueness of this particular, program with education for the winners, not just participating, but we also have some, opportunities within this competition that young girls every year they'll be yearning to, be part of this particular video project in the county. There'll be a county event annually to be staged now. These have been our recommendation as organizing committee consisting of 3 media institutions, Top FM, Flash FM, Africa Media, and Nigerian Youth Development Institute, and in collaboration with the local government authority here in Grand Gideon.
All right, who you say you are how many organizers, and where are the other people?
We have 5 organizing institutions in collaboration with the local government.
The local government. So where are you getting financial support from? Is the county authority funding you 100%? Or do you also take maybe some registration funds from those who want to contest?
For now, we are getting some form of support from the county authority and from our own institutions background with some technical support because we decided to come together, with our expertise to help the county to upgrade this, to organize this particular event. So what we have done, we developed a budget of $23,660 for this particular competition. And so this is why we have started sending request communication to our legislative caucus members, to our well-meaning citizens in Liberia and outside Liberia. Communication started going already, and so some of them have expressed great interest to support the particular material, even to support the point individually. Some of them are even willing to do so and providing some sort of support. What we need really has to do with the issue of the prices, because there are education benefits. We are anticipating that even the second and the third winner have education or financial assistance for associate degree, and we are making these enrichments so that they can be in place before the grand final on the 30th of December.
Now, so I want to ask about the recently held Miss Liberia beauty pageant, you had a lady who participated from Grand Jury, right?
Exactly so. Miss Kindness Rosie.
So is she participating in this one this time around?
No, this is local for our sister. She
It's
already
local,
participated at national level. So,
but has she participated in beauty pageant before this one that she participated in Monrovia?
come back.
Has she participated before in any local pageant before this one? She participated in Monrovia.
It could be in Monrovia or any other part of the world, but not in Grand Chile, because this is the first of its kind for us to stage, Miss Grand Chile County Beauty Pageant after the crisis. And what we have done, we staged Miss Wedge Beauty Pageant 2019, and so we are encouraged that we can do the same for the county level. Then other counties in Liberia, after the Liberia Beauty Pageant, other counties have started preparation for that. So we also get this is what motivated us, to come together so we can do range the preparation for next year competition nationally.
Now let me ask you the final question on this current issue, because you said you're so advanced for the local contest in Grand Jury, but are you in any way prepared to use out to maybe train some of the ladies who will be coming out there? Do you have plan to have her involved in your planning process?
Sure. We spoke with Kindness recently, and she expressed enthusiasm to be part of this particular competition. In fact, she said she's going to Turkey next month. Upon return, she'll be in county to also assist in the training process of our sisters, because she also anticipating even staging this particular competition by herself with her support for her own institution. And since there's already a process ongoing, she expressed willingness to also be part of the process, join the planning and program committee, including the authority to support this particular competition. So this is a very great program that even a winner for Miss Grand Chile County Beauty Pageant will be walking away with a vehicle worth not less than 4,000 United States dollars. So this is actually a big program that we are encouraging everyone with their support, wherever they are, moral and financial support, that we can have this program a success.
Now, finally, from my end, as I take leave of you guys, what is the support you're getting from your people in the diaspora? Because when it comes to Grand Jury, I know you guys are so united in our county.
Yes, so Yala, and what I said, we previously spoke with the Great Nigerian Association in the Americas.
Oh, that one passed my I didn't get it earlier.
Yes, the Nigerian Association in the diaspora, and there are a lot of associations of Nigerians abroad. And so we have spoken with them. We also try our best to send some of their emails, request communication through their emails. Those communications have gone, and we are anticipating, a full support for them. And with the communication that we have sent, with the feedback is actually encouraging. Even not only Nigerian, but some companies, business tycoons are here that we have shared our ideas with. Welcome the communication and willing to support fully.
Thank you. Let me finally talk to the development, the assistant superintendent for development, and I'll take leave of you people. Madam, is there anything funny you want to say?
Well, he said it all. He gave the program is there, and then thank you for putting us on. We hope that people who are listening to us will make sure that you join us to have the pageant. We accepted this that it will be a great one, and we show that our people will be part of it to make sure that it works the way we want it to. Thank you for calling us, and then this should be the first and the last calling us.
You people are my chupais, you are my dodis, and so I have a wife from Grand Jury, so I'll always be there for Grand Jury as well. I know, eh? All right, thank Madam Betty, Breeze Dior, thanks a lot, and Mr. Lincoln Nyaru, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys responding to my call this afternoon.
Thank you, Jala. Thank you.
All right, this is ELBC Radio and other frequencies across Liberia. Let me take this break. Why we are 2023? Why George we are 2023? Mr. Sarah Zewe will be here along with his secretary to speak with us why they organize such a group. Nega banga naga banga. Dekele pon diga banga. Where is my Oma Esa Walker, superintendent of Bon County? Mr. Alfonso Bedia. Hotel Bedia. The man from Riverside County. I'm told to get playing Lenny Night Riverside now. Eh? We make us let me ask this more. We got program film put out on Facebook. We say, hello, please let me in Riverside. I say, you get FE there.
Oh yeah, thank you. We have FE. You went there. You and myself met in
Of course, but I didn't know about the FE.
You passed by our SP before you go get to the superintendent compound.
That place where they put your plenty so.
Oh, we have F script in that place. It's not about push. Jala.
I saw the airplane parking there with I said, what's my name? They were parking the gravel.
You see it there? Wow.
They were parking the gravel. So I actually on film I say that tweet also. They say plane letting in so it means when you want to go set now you're rappling.
Oh, you can rappling.
You rappling.
I will rappling definitely. When the road is not good,
Yeah.
But thank God for Begube. Our road condition is much better than ever before. Before then, to get to even to get to Yapa was very difficult. But at this time, you can make your way through the airplane. You can ride the road and get there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys are blessed to have a plane flying to your country now.
Oh yes.
Hotel Bedia, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Jala.
Memphis Riverside County.
Oh yes, that's my county of breath. Thank you.
I will try to get to Fabian Kuya while I wait these guys to come. I'm told the Chief Justice turns 70 years today. And he retires at the end of the tenure of the court, this tenure, right? And someone just tried to quiz Fabian Kuya this morning as to whether there were some elaborate programs being organized or being held. And she said she was not even know at the time. But since the morning show ended, what is the latest news on the ground? Let me say good afternoon to my people in Zewadama town in Lofa County. That's Banyaman district. Salia Lasana Kenneth says, good afternoon, I'm watching you from Broadville Freedom Community. Abraham Political Matricitu. I'm watching live from the headquarters of the Veteran Bureau on the most talk about Bekube Avenue into community this afternoon. Prince Yale Kuyon.
It's bestliberia.com.
Prince Yalaye Kuyon. I'm watching from Bangabong County this afternoon. Daniel Dotikier. The Agnes Tappe. He said, don't worry, I'm watching live from Zwedru City, Grand Junior County, from the Baptist Community Intellectual Forum. Ayuba Mamiayu Champion Sano. I'm watching from Patrick Factory, he says. Justice D. Baker. I'm watching from Maryland County, he says as well.
I love my country. I love my people. Father, save us from the pandemic.
Father, save us from this pandemic. Save our president, His Excellency Bagube. Thomas Julo Balu. Che people is Shanio. Hey, my man, how's the USA? Sylvester Doppel Brooks. Good evening, how are you? I'm watching you from Zone 3, Plibo City, Maryland County. George Kota. Hi, Big Brother Jala. I'm watching from Philadelphia, the USA. That's Kopo Gota. Kopo Gote. Yeah, Kopo Gote, yes. Watching from the USA, Philadelphia. King James Jipley. Fishtown City. River G County I'm following. And that's the home of the man called T. Pentignon. The man tells the DJ said this summer you walk friend to the country and know run up with your hope. I'm still waiting Mr. Sarah Ziwe and the other guys to come. But there's something that has caught my attention, you know, in this whole political arena. And then it's about women participation in politics in our country. And the Women Voices newspaper, whose managing editor is a female, wrote in her paper the other day, and she brought something to my attention and the attention of Liberians, and also you know that. The threshold that has to do with the 30% representation of women in politics. Because the political parties, while they're giving the names of their people who are going to be participating in politics, whether vice chair or whosoever, whatsoever you want to contest, you have women participation in that listing that is going to the Elections Commission. And I think it's a law now. It's the commission that qualifies it. Meaning the women of Liberia have been fighting for this, and then it's been granted them. But I'm just thinking about the involvement of women in politics now. When I look around, I see a Nyomli Kanga, a political, a female who is in politics at the legislature. We're getting information that she's been tipped to go as running mate Joseph Walker. That's a good one. So political parties should be able to encourage women to be in a leadership. Now the CDC now has Joy Howard Taylor since 2017 or 2016 when they were campaigning here. Years back we had Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf who led this country for 12 years. She led the country for 12 years, 12 unbroken years. In her cabinet there were many women, just as Mr. Weah also had some very good women in his government. So when do we expect Alexander Cummings, the like of my big brother who has a broom in his hand, how do you call him? Yes, Gonglo. James Gonglo. When I interviewed the other time, he said, I didn't get him when you was in, when living with the Congo people, but he told you the one Gonglo name. So when do they pick their running mates as well? Because we're clocking in small. There need to be an identification of your running mate so we can know who is going to be who in the election. And they're also contemplating of taking females as well. And then we were talking, then my director general reminded me, say, hey, Jala, but you know that even the female fighter play in America. Oh, yes. Joe Biden has a female as vice president. Kamala Harris is there. Before then, we saw the Hillary Clinton rising up to the challenge and going against Donald Trump in a highly contested election in America. And those of us who are feminists, we were also buying the sympathy of Hillary Clinton. Little did we know that Donald Trump would be the president of the country. Donald Trump won the election. But what I'm trying to say here is the involvement of women in politics. Some go there very prepared, just as the vice president is. She served as president before, served as senator for 2 terms, then she became a vice president for 6 years under the administration, and for another 6 years coming. She's okra with the politics of the country. So how do we encourage political parties? Because the law is the law. The law is there. That the 30% representation should be in front of you when you go in to register your people with the election commission. Are we respecting all of those? There will come a time where the women want to take this, Madam Salim did very well. And the good thing about Madam Salim was that she came prepared to the elections and she won the election. 22 men or 22 players were there and she won the election. Twice she won the election. And here on ERBC, we are encouraging you from any political party you come from. Come and take advantage of this platform on ERBC. The Bumper Show or the SMS with Sober George, we are open to give you attention and give you some time to talk about your party. Come and tell us reason why you think your political leader should be elected. We'll give you the fair play. If you want to come, you're not comfortable with Jala Group, we come to sit and interview you. If you are comfortable with Asa Gaius and Red, I can recuse myself in the Bumper Show. You come, Asa Red interview you. He interviews you. If you're not comfortable with Sober George recuses himself, then you come, TV Jiro comes and do the interview. But in all we're saying is that we want to give our platform to you to come and talk about your party because this is a nation station. We've done it before, we can say do it. Mr. Sober George has interviewed the former Vice President, His Excellency Ambassador Boakai. He has interviewed the chairman of the Unity Party then, Amin Muda. He has interviewed Musa Belete. He has interviewed the former political leader of that Mr. Kassel. And we are having some conversation. I was coming from Dubai the other time. Atlanta to Accra. Then I interfaced on the Cummins. He was walking down the aisle and trying to board a plane. And I went by and I said, "Oh no, Cummins, how you doing? Can I help you with your luggage? Can I do it for you?" He said, "No, man, I can do it for myself." Then he asked me, "Who are you?" And I called my name. And I said, "Well, I've been trying to talk to Victor Kukwe for you to come on the Bumper Show to come and tell us about your plans for the country." And he said, "Jala, you're organizing with Victoria. I will come I'll appear on the show. But yeah, we are staying here to get in here though. But this forum is for every one of us. It's for you. Come and tell us why you think you want to be president. Or tell us why you think you can make a president as a chairman of your party." But again, there's a worrying signal ahead of the CPP, the renewed CPP, the new CPP, where the guys are saying they are dissatisfied about some of the inscriptions written on some people's t-shirts and the Facebook page, what they written on the pages, and they think that things are not going the way it should be going. I will jump into a few things, but let me take a break again. I will come back after. I'm trying to get in touch with these guys. If they can come, I'll open a line for you later after I've gone through a bit of monologue again. Father, save us. Father, save us from this pandemic. It's on ELBC radio and all frequencies across the country. This is how it looks like sometimes. In the broadcast business, there are disappointments. Welcome to the Bumper Show. So, I was asking a question earlier about the Unity Party in a marriage with the Liberty Party. They are now going to bed again. And someone said to me that any decision by Honorable Boakai to handpick Nyomli Lawrence Kanga Lawrence as his running mate will spark a big confusion in their movement again that will lead to a perpetual split. And there will be no pieces picked up by anyone. Because if Mr. Uriel, who is seen as one of the biggest, this single biggest supporter of the Unity Party now, is not consulted or is not brought on a drawing board to make a decision as to whether Nyomli goes or they pick up someone else, it will be a confusion. And I also believe the move, these are all political moves here. To see in the political gathering where you are not going to convention to pick a candidate to say the person will go as running mate, I don't know how they do theirs in our party because sometimes the running mates are picked by the Senate bureau. But to make it democratic because you have all arrangements, you have the ALP, you have the Liberty Party, you have the Unity Party. So to make it transparent and to be void of confusion, the best thing is to put it to a voting process. Let people go and vote, say, hey, what the person. So while the guys are having their political engagement, you're going to empathize with them. But one of yours takes a t-shirt, he wears it with the inscription, Nyomli Boakai 2023. I'm speaking to Mo Ali. So that's how confusion creeps in his political arrangements. That BASA program was not a political program that was intended for people to wear t-shirts and go and make other people look uncomfortable. So see the way my young brother Jethro is speaking now, see the way Baron is speaking. And yet think as to how Theodore Momo would think as chairman of the party. My political leader is a financier of your administration, is a financier of your party. When somebody who has just served as immediate past secretary general of the party comes and wears a t-shirt and says Boakai Nyomli, it means that these things have been discussed in private. So it's just the appropriate time for Mo Ali to come and say the people talking so that the people will go on the t-shirt on the ticket. You know, sometimes something expose them. Sometimes expose members of the opposition. They were carving their CPP framework document. No wonder why it was so late, because it had a sinister motive that when the country is given to them to govern it come 2023, if they were to win, or maybe after 2023, after 2029, if they won the election, they will want all for themselves. So I'm on OKFM that morning. My twin brother Clarence Jazz and I, we are on the radio. Before going to the radio that morning, I received this communication from somebody say, hey, there's a leaked document from the CPP. And the guy sent it to me through Facebook. I saw it, I read it, and I thought it'd be a topical issue. In that document, they were saying to us Liberians that if CPP were given the mantle of authority of this country, if you gave them the chance to be president in this country, to be ruling establishment in this country, they will give jobs to themselves before they gave you jobs. There was a clause clearly underlined in that CPP document. Now, it becomes a functional arrangement, right? You have ALP, you have United Party, you have Liberty Party, you have ANC. So, meaning, maybe they'll get it out there like in Judy Bryan time. Somebody goes to NASCAR, you go to the Freeport, you go to this side. So that man hosts all your other people and say, Councilor Sami. They call that other friend and can say Councilor Sami on the side. Then Bwaga get other people, Councilor Sami, my own Ben, you get other people that come, Councilor Sami. So they do it that way. They will get jobs, they will divide all the jobs, and then you, the Liberian people who elected them, you will have no space. So God, you know, that woman who in the legislature can say that God beating them so. That every man said them that God beating them so. So God knew that those plans were dangerous. So he confused them. He confused them. So there was no way that they could survive in that whole thing. So when we placed a call to Mo Ali that morning and asked him, why did you craft a document to say that when you won election, you'll get jobs to all your people in your party before in your arrangement, ALP, ANC, LP, and United Party, you'll get jobs here before everybody gets jobs. He said, oh, that document, not a final document, oh. We just craft another final document, oh. But why did you put it in the paper in the first place? So, had it not leaked to us at the time, they were left in that document. But because it leaked at the time, they went and removed that clause from there. Or they even modify it and make it appear a bit better. Because that was the plan. But this what this guy said, Olaritimi in his book called The Gods Are Not to Blame. He says, when the evil men beat their drums to bring down the innocent, the gods will not allow the drum to sound. So I would say, if the evil men beat their drum to bring down the innocent, the God of heaven will not allow the drum to sound. Because that was a sinister motive by the dead CPP at the time. That was the reason why they didn't survive. Because everybody in our arrangement, they had their own ego. So why can you not go and tell the electorate about George Weah? Don't vote him. The people will go to the ballot boxes enthusiastically to cast a ballot for George Weah. As evident what he's doing here. The other time I was in Foya, and was sitting me and the superintendent Tamakamba. He said, "Tell I'm going down to Salahi." I said, what happened? He said, oh, and the president said, Percy, you can come break ground for nurses quarter. And that will be a fast-track project for another December. For the first time in Lofa County, you will have a nurses quarter built in feasible, not feasible in Salahi. Now, nurses, they will not have to, when they say they're on assignment from Morovia, you don't have to go and be renting. No. You have a place to sleep. The people of Riverside County cannot tell you and boast about a construction of a hospital in collaboration with the government and some partners. So that hospital now will serve Riverside, Sano, and Grand Bassa as a referral hospital. For the first time, the people of Bapolu County, the people of Bele Yala, will come and say, we have a hospital being built in this country by the president as a result of his engagement with the Arab people. The United Arab Emirates, the UAE, is building a state-of-the-art hospital in Bapolu. Hopefully this year, the president will go there to dedicate a hospital. The only challenge now is, I'm told, the road. And now they have to make the road pliable. They have to make the road pliable from one point to the other to have people to commute. So George Weah's hands is on all of the deck. His hands is on deck. So to convince the people who are low-income earners, our mothers and sisters, they believe in road connectivity. Right now, the road from Ganta going to Saclay and look and other parts adjacent have been worked on. The Minister of Public Works was clear at the cabinet retreat. He said, Mr. President, these are things we have done. So you think the people in this country now, they don't know anything now. They will just say, because Joe, we are, that we'll give one Joe, we are one-time president. They posting all of the development thing. They'll say they'll come take out the situation about the handsome boss fee. This man have a girlfriend. They living together. He doing everything for that girl, buying her shoes, buying her cell phone, and doing everything. But that one young man say he want a girl. But you know that the girl say lead a man. Then when you lead a man, I'll marry you. I'll make your life better. But what are you doing for that girl in the first place? You don't do anything. So you wanna come to discredit the man when he goes away. Come the other one, so you wanna come here. I want you to be my wife, but I know I will only do the one for you when you sleep with me. That's swing for my word. You know, that's a handsome boss speed. That is what the opposition using now. They say, oh, when you take job we are for the poor, they will do better than jobs we are. But how long will it take you to do what job we are doing? So you're being satisfied with the one you get now, my people. I saw one old lady being interviewed by somebody. And say, oh, they said Joe at the end of the day, he said, they put a lie on the ball. You saw that interview. I will go to Sekou Kalasco page and I will play that interview. He said, that man, that native woman son that born that man, that native woman born that ball. They lie on the ball. The old lady have a widow or a head. So this is a simple demonstration of what's been happening in this country, that George Weah Haynes is on deck. He's making all of the developments since the creation of this country. I'm not saying anything for his own. For the first time, the road from Tenin to Rawa Sports is being worked on. The suspended minister Mangel went there before, and others they broke ground. There are unprecedented things happening in this country. And George Weah remains the architect of all of these. We cannot afford to just go on and then look. Some of the guys who take the debate to those stairs are here. And they have a campaign they call Why George Weah 23 rather. But I want to go to that interview with Sekou. I want to play that day. Some of you have not seen it because not many people on Facebook, but you can listen to the radio. Not many people on Facebook, but some of you are on. You can listen to the radio. So those of you who have Facebook phones, who do have it, will go there and bring your thing into you so you can hear it. Our old people there in the village, when they woke up there, they say, "That move job we have from there." I say no. When move job we have from there, who will put there now? That Kume will put there, or that Ome Bwaka will put there. These United Party people you see there, they are so desperate for power. They have no argument. They were there for 12 years. They looted this country to the brain. They looted and milked this country. They are not qualified for this debate any longer to say they should give them another term. No, do not give them any power. Joseph Boga come and tell us that he squandered opportunities and abused time. But yet you want to come back by again to be president. You were here under the watchful eyes when the son of the president was the head of the car. Over $40 to $50 million vanished in thin air in this country. They stole $40 million that should help to build your roads in this country. The road now leading from Banga going to Lofa. That Banga money coming highway. That's what that money could be used to build your road going to Lofa country, my people. But one man took it and put it in your pocket. Or the develop money themselves. They played when Ben robbed, and Madam President Ellen Johnson said it was brave to tell the Liberian people, say, she took responsibility. Say, I'm responsible, but I will not pay the money. That was a disingenuous comment to you, to us. It was insincere to us. To have even said that to us, say, my son made a play Ben rob, but I take responsibility. Taking responsibility should be for you to pay back what you took from us. And I'll also remind you about what happened at the house when one of the mining companies are here. I mean, all exploration companies, Chevron, an American company. They were here, and they were giving budgetary support to the government. They gave $10 million to the Ellen-led government for budgetary support. And Manaseli told us, the guy from Chevron went and he appeared before the lawmakers and said, we gave the money to Manaseli, but he said we should give it to our son, Robert Salif. So all of these things they happened in the past. Why do you think this president is doing all of these things, going from one place to another, lobbying? At one point, I see you get called back when the president went to UAE to go lobby for audit funds, where they brought a armor carrier for our people now in Monrovia, and they give it to the people in Mali to go, peacekeepers in Mali. Your sons and daughters who are in Mali in the army. The president went to the UAE and paid the people to gain some military hardware. He bought the hardware, they sent it to Mali. So when your children go for a war, when they go for a war, they can't kill, they will be in Amboa. When you fall down, when any gun fall down it, they will not kill them. Then one man he get called back to football and carry to the place, he say, Joe, we are going to play football in a poor country. All kind of distraction. But let me play this interview with a woman.
But people say that Georgia is not doing the right in the country. Everybody posting Georgia is not doing the right in the country. Why you gotta say about it? Well, I can't more to say because they lie on the ball. They lie on Georgia? They lie on Georgia, woman. They lie on Georgia. But people say that the man is not doing the right in the country, and you know people suffering, and you know everything getting hard. Yeah. Got the people that are let up.
Like over boy, how you say, hey, you know that expression? You say, hey, then they put that in that ball. Like Oma said, I work Anthony William, Oma from Maryland. You know, she sounds like a girl Oma. Of course. Yeah. I know when they talking. When they're talking, they make your toys. They're not born. They're not born. My boy, forgive me when you grew there. He said, come here, come. My man, hello, welcome. Let's say welcome to the Sarah's TV. How are you?
Thank you so very kindly.
How do you do?
I'm good, man. Trying to keep above the water.
Okay.
It's some difficult times, but at least we're okay. We're around, and it's a pleasure being here. I'm sorry for being late. I don't know what caused a little traffic around the railway belt. So.
Now you have a movement that is called Wow We Are 2023.
The Wow We Are 2023.
Wow We Are.
Thank you so very kindly. Again, I'm Cyrus Venzewe, and I'm the chairman for the movement of we call the Wow We Are 2023 movement. A group of intellectuals that come together to espouse some of the main achievements this very illustrious president has made. And we are proud to associate ourselves with George Weah. We do not regret making him president the first time, and the second time we do not also have any regret. Now, the Wow We Are 2023 is a movement that's trying to make a compelling argument to our people about the achievement of this president and the reason why he should be re-elected as president of the Republic of Liberia. And some of our activities will be highlighting those achievements both on the social media and physical visitation into various homes around the country. And we're going to catalog ranging from building a 14 military hospital in an arduous economy, building roads, trying to take care of children while students while fee, trying to make our public institutions, tertiary institutions free, and encouraging more students to get to school. I remember when I was in LU, it wasn't easy to obtain scholarship or sometimes to pay the school fee. As little as the money was, it was gigantic to us at the time because we were struggling. So for this president to alleviate that burden from the parents, helping our comrades on the university campus today, that they no longer worry about scholarship list coming, school fees payment coming. They no longer worry. They just concentrate on their education. I think those are positive signs from a very good leader that we must all hail. Jalayo in the university library, it took us sometimes 2-3 weeks to register online, standing in line, touching armchair. Now the entire process has been digital. You sit right in your home and play your courses.
Yeah.
All thanks to the innovation.
The e-learning process also came to being.
Thank you so very kindly. All thanks to this very, very illustrious and great president. And a lot of things we can enumerate, but just to give us a synopsis, because we don't have a lot of time, there's a reason why we organize this group to, some of our colleagues can say, demystify the myths that this president is doing nothing, and that's the job of the critics. We don't criticize them for that. That's their job, because if you get into politics, the objective of every political party is to obtain state power. So if one man is in power, no matter what that man even put Eskimo on the street or put a leg in the morning, you say, oh, the Eskimo give us our belly. So that one and that anything. So we understand the tactics, they will always criticize. But notwithstanding, it is important that we highlight the good things this president has done, and that's going to be our focus in the next coming 14 months.
Now, so where does the group go? Will you just be centered in Monrovia, or will you want to go to the rural parts of the country to talk to people for the re-election of President Weah?
We cannot just sit. I knew you were going to go there. We cannot just sit somewhere in Monrovia here and make George Weah second-term president. That is impossible. But also want to say thanks to the emergence of social media. We can go far and wide just sitting in Monrovia, but we're not going to just stay here. We're going to be visiting various counties. We're going to be carrying the messages to those people. Like I said, we'll be going from village to village, town to town, talking to our people. There are some people who don't listen to the radio or they don't have interest in the radio. There are some people who don't have even a cell phone to go on the internet. So those people need to get the tangible development initiatives, some of the president policies and programs he's putting into place. Some of the president thinking why you want to carry the country in the next 6 years. There are people who are yearning to hear those things, and they don't have the opportunity because they may not have radio, they may not have cell phone like most of us have. So we're going to go from town to town in the various counties to make sure that these messages are disseminated properly to our people. How do we get the funding? That's a very strategic question. Well, for now, like I said, we are fire-burning intellectuals. Most of us are working people, and giving our commitment and conviction about this president. Initially, we are the ones putting our resources together to dispatch some of our team members into various towns and villages from the beginning, from the onset. And I know as we go along, Jara, you are a die-hard supporter of this president. We can also solicit some money from you to help us in the process. So just anybody who know passionate about this president like we are, we're going to talk to everybody we can talk to help us in the process to make sure that our people get the proper messaging. The problem I see with our government for now is our inability to get our message out properly. And most of the things you see on the internet, the opposition guys, they are very strategic. Most times they say a lot of things are a lie. But the country we live in, our people are very fast to believe perception. So if you don't erase perception, if you don't counter those perception, and live with the people for 2-3 months, they believe it become a fact. To come back counter those facts, it will take you claiming the Kilimanjaro to convince people. So we are going to be robust. We're not going to sit down. We're going to be ready. Arms in hand. I'm not talking about the AK-47 now. Arms in hand. I'm talking about our cell phones, our pens. We'll be ready to just counter every myth that will come from out there, from the critics, from the opposition, while the system providing proper clarity and giving the facts out. So we are going to be committed to doing that over the next 14 months.
The next 14 months.
Yeah.
Now, election is in 2023.
Exactly.
And sometimes these groups come out, they are not registered. Do you have a registered institution? Are we talking about while we are 2022? Or just a social movement? A political movement, rather?
Yeah, we are. So, like, if you go on our Facebook page, you see we're a political movement committed to making George Weah second-term president. And we've done every legal actions that will make us to move through a learning path of this country. We are Liberians for the first thing. We are all Liberians. We got a right to move in and out of the country freely, go around the country freely, as long as we stay within the confines and the means and bounds of the law. So we are going to make sure that our activism will be very positive. It will be void of violence, and will live within the confines of the law. I think that's a critical.
What is the size of your membership?
It's not a very big group. We're not going to have more than 40 persons in this group, but we're going to have about 40 strategic, forward-thinking people who are ready, who will be ready to read our literatures, who will be ready to compute our numbers on the internet, to do our legal analysis, to do our economics analysis, to do our political planning. So we need strategic, effective small group that will boomerang into a snowball, and that's going to make a very big impact in this country in the next 14 months.
What is the message you'll be taking to the people in the country? Have you cataloged all of the developments that have been taken by the Weah government, And how do you explain to the people what will you be telling them
So,
about progress being made by the government?
so we come up. In fact, we'll be launching this program. We'll be launching this organization on the 1st of October,
Oh,
which
okay.
will also be the birthday of the president. That's going to be a perfect birthday gift for the president. To tell him thank you. We're going to appreciate him so very kindly for his efforts so far, for the hard work being done. It's not easy to run a country when you don't have the necessary resources. When I hear people criticizing him, Mr. Weah, President Weah, but not getting things done on the development, especially the people from the Unity Party group of opposition, I feel they have been very highly hypocritical. Of all the resources that flow in this country under their 12-year regime, had they had the kind of mindset President Weah has today, would have had more than one of the street level have today in Foya. Would have had more than the street level have today in Sastam, Grand Cook County. Would have had quota pavement all over the place. We are fighting now to carry quota into asphalt pavement into Sani Kole and Yekepa. Metasi have been in this country over the past 14, 15 years. And the past government did not even care to work on those things. So when I see some of the guys, especially from the Unity Party side, trying to criticize this president, it sometimes wants to make me laugh. But again, that's politics. Like you just said, the beating on the president, somebody's beating on the president for not, Mr. Cummings is beating on the president for not, how you call, dismissing Mr. McGee and other people for Manisky accusation against them. But I don't know whether he was in this country on a report that Mr. Robert Salib, a group of bandits at the Newcastle, what, 200 million United States dollars. And the president said she took responsibility on it. And that was it.
So had the Manisky Act been in place by that time, they would have grabbed many people.
But sadly,
borrowing the voice of the man called Sam Jackson.
thank you, but these are the same people today coming back as president. Oh, they made so sorry. And these people, mind you, most of the same very guys who are criticizing President Weah for not sacking Nathaniel McGill or Mr. Torre, they were winding and dining around their leave. Rather than dividing the money all over the place, Betty Stadium, all over. They were enjoying that money. Right? There was a $5 million scandal at the Ministry of Finance, I think you remember very well, involving an illustrious son of the country, Mr. Gossip Bey Gaffon. The president report, they're going to chop him both for Gaffon. That was undermining justice. That was undermining the fight against corruption. But you know nobody got started, they didn't criticize it. They didn't say anything against it. But this president, who at that first instance of the American board, naming 3 of his officials, is suspended with immediate effect. That's how we know who's serious in fighting graft. But again, like I said, that's the work of the opposition. Even if the president spread ice cream all the street by the lake, they say, the president want to ice cream again, we ain't get enough to eat. So that's it. That's how it looks like. But we know this president is committed to developing this country. We know this president has done his best so far with the meager resources we have. And we're going to do our best to make the case to our people. We're going to do our best to make the case to our people.
Cyrus Zewe is my guest. He walked in a little bit late. We shall be here in an hour to talk about many of the things they will be doing as a group call while we are 2023. Let me say welcome to my man Hillary Gavelor. He's following us and all the guys who are following us right now.
He's an other log of the
man Bob Ivan Gizi and the rest of you. You live right here on the Bumper Show on ERBC Radio. I started speaking earlier before he came on board. But if you want to participate, I will open the line for you now with time 15 minutes to the time of 6 o'clock. 2 numbers to call, only 2 numbers. Do not call another number, you will not get me. 080514096, 0776680373. 2 numbers are available right now. The Lonestar number 080514096, 0776680373 are the 2 numbers to call right now on the Bumper Show. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yes, hello, sir. I'm Ibrahim Junior from ONSA.
From the ONSA.
Yeah, ONSA.
Okay.
Yes, please, I don't want to complain your speakers. Carry on. So I just want you to please announce the organization.
Or you want to announce the organization number?
We'll do that.
All right. Thanks a lot. Let me talk to the next caller.
I want to help you carry out good things on ourselves.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
okay. All right. Let me talk to this caller. Hello, welcome. You live. Let's hear you. Hello, caller. Are you there? How are you, my brother? You say you calling from where? You calling from Maryland County? Let's say quickly. Your line bad. Hello, are you there? Oh, he come off. Hello, welcome. Let's say quickly. You are live in a bumper show.
Jala, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
This is Mark Doko.
Mike Doko, welcome, my brother, from Cowell.
Thank you. I call from the office of the Intellectual Alliance of Liberia along the Defense Freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me appreciate your studio guest for his excellent and patriotic explanation. You know, Jala, President Weah have all right, 1,000 reasons to be re-elected and celebrated. This
Okay.
president has taken this state that was squandered 12 years under Monticelli regime to the state where we're in right now. We were double digits in terms of inflation, but this president has brought the economy to a one-digit inflation level. So it has all reason that we should celebrate and re-elect this president. I'm going to commend your studio guest in studio that he's mustering the courage to galvanize forces so that we explain the transformative work that President Weah has done since his ascendancy.
Okay,
And
Mike.
it's incumbent upon us to give him the second term. So we from the Intellectual Alliance of the Bureau, we have our own so much.
Thank you. Let me welcome former Grand Julia County Superintendent Brown Tati to the show. Brown, welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Jana. Thank you. And let me say thank you, Sarah.
Thank
You know, I listened to him and he was correct. Because one of the things we can do who want to help, you know, CDC and president to get re-election is to continue to demystify some of the myths that they continue to spew against his government. Say for instance, Jana, when the Union Public government was here, we were running two solid budgets. The budget of Farm Bill, which was almost 500 million.
Exactly.
And in our budget, it's not only the peacekeepers they were paying people who have real estate.
Of course.
We were paying people who are providing other services rendering to Farm Bill. So it means that even though we never had a job with Monticelli government, they were getting handsome reward from their property and other services that they render. And when we had to go on, less than 3 months, the whole budget caught up because the people had to leave. They don't even give me a leverage of 1 year. That was also sad. But then we got to go to tell the people.
Exactly.
Besides that, I just want to tell Sarah, they got to make use of local radio stations all over this country. They got to make, you know, we will meet and then we'll send you on to say it now. If you saw the people who carry, you know, myths, they may go ahead of you people.
Exactly.
Okay, man.
So, but we'll be in touch.
Okay, Honorable Brown Tati. The next caller is here. Welcome. What's your name?
Yes, Weaving.
Is that Hilton Wilejedo?
Yes, the proper defender of Jennifer.
The Pro Bowl defender. Let's hear it quickly.
Jana, sincere mother and fathers that sit in. We want to join the guys in your studio to fight for the re-election of President Weah. Because in this country, but now, if one child reaches 12th grade, don't worry about paying YC. Go to the University of Liberia, tuition free. Look, the market women, the preparation of market construction in our country. So there are so many reasons I want to say kudos to them, and we'll join them in the struggle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next caller is here. Welcome. Let's hear it quickly.
Good evening, Mr. Griffith. Let me say good evening to the conference studio.
Good evening, sir.
This is David King, the National Co-Chair for Recruitment and Mobilization of the National Response and Defense Team.
Let's say my brother.
Let me say kudos to the studio guests. I mean, we have to come out to go all out in making sure that President Weah is re-elected. The Congress, they are trading on the right trajectory. As a matter of fact, where they are buttressing our effort, what we've been doing for the last 4 years and a half. And I think as such, we will give them every necessary support.
Okay.
So that we can go out there and tell the people the good things of President Weah so that he can be re-elected. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so very kindly for your input. My man Jay Fogesi is following me from somewhere. Jay Fogesi always follows the show as well. Driving from town, I guess. Okay. Let's go to this line and talk to this caller. Hello, welcome to live. Let's say it quickly. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Yeah, welcome. What is your name?
Yeah,
City.
All right, how is Harper?
Yeah, Harper is very good. You know, just that the rain is not disturbing.
Okay.
Okay, let me comment your skill guys, but you know, these are things we need to do. And but my also concern how to do it if because we having a lot of organization based in Monrovia.
The next caller, hold the line.
There are people in a country need to hear all this good deal. Yeah, why it is true that some of us are in a country are preaching the message, but they need to go across in the villages. So they need to extend the organization, you know, the movement, so that our people in the villages can hear the
Okay.
of the great president.
Thank you so very kindly. This caller has been here holding the line for a while. Hello.
My name is Matthew Jeff Watson. I call from Channel where the Bennett Initiative for Lasting Development located here in Grand Bassa County, headed by Arizona Toga BNN.
Oh, okay, my man, Biereg Foundation there.
Sure.
Okay.
Arizona BNN is actually doing his best here in Grand Bassa County. Now to the issue, as it relates to the other party and I said Unity Party getting a clear election, for me it's a good work. It's not a bad thing. But looking at Nobody Kanga, Gori has running it to Joseph Parker, for me it's a good thing.